picked up right away when you called me.
That's true too. I missed him a couple times this week.
Hello,
Hi, Rob.
how are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Why this? Why do we have this information?
Oh, because I sent it to you. Email, I just wanted everybody to.
It looks like it's close enough. We ready? Call this meeting of the BZA to order. We take roll, please.
Rob Kaufman,
Here.
Dave Eggers,
Here.
Karen Munson,
Here.
Jack Swindell, here, Tyler Early.
We've all had an opportunity to see the minutes from last month's meeting. Yeah. Any thoughts, revisions, retractions? If not, I'll accept a motion to approve.
So moved.
And we will vote those in favor of approving the minutes from last month as printed, aye.
I'll second that motion.
It's been seconded. We'll take a vote, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. They have been approved. Okay, first case, please.
Okay, we want to do these separate again? Or do you want me to read them all?
I don't see a necessity for that.
Yeah, I don't either. We can just do them all at one time, I
Okay.
think.
Well, let me read all of them, then we'll go from there. First case is BZA 02-25, Stony Run LLC. Jason Miller is the petitioner. Petitioner is requesting a variance at 731, 733, and 729 Marley Lane. And the first one is to vary from the side setback of 10 feet to 6.9 feet, and the front setback from 25 to 22.5 feet. And the 733, he wants to vary from the 25-foot setback to a 20.6. And on the 729, asking for a variance from the 25-foot front yard to a 19.3 setback.
Would the petitioner please step forward and state your case, your name and your case if you would?
Jason Miller, and we're just seeking the variance for these new houses here for the variance from our mismeasuring. Pretty cut and dry. We simply made the mistake by measuring from the curb on these fronts. So.
And the side setback between the two homes, the 33 and 731 and 33,
Yeah.
please.
The whichever one it is, the side
The 731 was your
731, yeah. So I just simply didn't do that correct. Simple as that. I can't make an excuse, I know Dave brought up the issue last time, when I was out of town, that, I've been doing this for a long time. I should not have made these mistakes. But Dave, you know as well as I do, we all make mistakes.
We do. I've made
I'm just trying to do what I can for this town. Of
And
course,
they're
we all do
beautiful
it.
homes and in
right.
a spot where they're well needed. No one has an argument about
Yeah,
that.
so that's it,
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else to speak in favor of? Anybody opposed? Questions or comments from the board? Jeremy?
You wanna go or you want me to go? Cause
Go, you go.
speaking on this case, couple different things. Jason called me after he realized that he messed these measurements up. So it wasn't us going out catching him. He turned himself in basically and asked me what we should do from that point. I told him to come to the BZA, ask for a variance for the front setback and the one side setback. I think I gave you all some information that in the past, this has happened before. Jason's not the first person to make a mistake on laying a house out. When we changed the ordinance in '06, there was some talk about getting certified plot plans for every subdivision, which means getting a surveyor to lay out each lot so that we didn't run into this issue. Or if we did, that would be on the surveyor, because they would, would have messed up the measurement. We didn't opt to that back in '06 because that, at the time, I think it was another $1,000 to $1,500 per lot. And the plan commission at the time and the other board said, we feel like that's an undue cost to the developer to add another $1,500 to each. So we went against that. I believe some other communities do that. I think, like I said, I give you some information of other subdivisions that have been mismeasured. In talking to Jason, I don't think he did this maliciously or on purpose. He called me and said, hey, I screwed this up. How do I fix this? So speaking on your behalf, he did call me. And thirdly, I took the city engineer. We looked at it again today. Bernie's confirmed that we don't have any plans in place to widen that street. It's pretty wide the way it is. I can't remember if Bernie measured it, but I can't remember what the width was, but it's one of the wider streets we have in town. So basically, this is, in my opinion, this has happened before. Throwing the book at Jason and fining or different things like that, I think that's not going to be great for the subdivision or the taxpayers to raise the cost of those homes because we choose to lay the law down on him, so to speak. So, my opinion, and I know that I don't vote, but I think we ought to approve the variance. But Dave, I'll let you.
Well, we didn't have that information at the last meeting.
I agree. I've done some homework myself, so I'm giving it to you now before.
Well, so here's the thing. We're sworn to uphold city ordinances. We know that. Everybody here knows that. And we do that so things don't take place moving forward, okay? So when we make rulings like this and things that go on, and I did make that statement, Jason, I said, you put a lot of houses. Come on now, right? In the big scheme of things, and not that this never entered into the discussion too much, but if we let that continue, as you know, you'd end up with 4 more locations.
Well, but that's not the case.
But that's not the case. I understand it, and I know you better than that. We know you're not going to do that. But on the one side, if we let that go to begin with, to say, hey, then we set a precedent. No different than this information from '06 came up, where we've made modifications since then, where it happened back then. So the board and the city took action in that particular instance to set in place things to make sure it didn't happen again. Now, I didn't have any information, nor did the board, that you'd come in earlier and you're the one that said, hey, look, I screwed this up. I didn't have that information. Nobody had that. We didn't have any of that information. So that holds a lot of clout with me, to say, hey, and I know it holds a clout with this board for a builder in this town that's willing to make an investment in this community like you have, to say, hey, look, I made a mistake, right? So that wasn't presented to us at the last meeting. We had no knowledge of any of that going on as far as I'm concerned. So therefore, you know, we like to see your bright smiling face and things like this, right? When you come in front of the board like that. And I understand.
Well,
you
yeah, I mean, you know, this is not no fun for anybody to do, you know, for
It's not.
example, you know, and not to mention it's costing me money,
Right,
you know,
sure.
so, you know, I spend enough money. I don't need to spend more,
I understand.
you know, so, you know, simple, it's a simple mistake, you know, that I made. So, you know, I mean, we had talked about it, that we're just gonna hire the surveyors to lay them out now. I mean, it's gonna save us more time in the long run, you know.
Absolutely, sure, I understand that
So-
completely. That's all I had.
And Dave, I appreciate that you are for the rules, because that means a lot to me too, because rules are rules, and I get that. But I understand that people make mistakes.
Mistakes can be made, no, I agree completely.
I do want you to know, I appreciate that.
And I'll tell you the other reason, to be honest with you, tabling that, we did not have a complete form here last meeting either. And if we'd have made a meeting and went a vote and one of us went against it, it probably wouldn't have went your favor. And I didn't think that was fair with you not being here either. So it was more advantageous to both parties for us to table that for 30 days till we got our quorum here. So it was a better advantage for you, or a better fairness in your behalf. How about that? That was the reasoning behind it. And I was aware of your closing. Your representative did a fine job. The board just tabled it for that reason. Okay, so that is the way it is. But we had 3 guys here, and if anybody voted no, you would have been turned down on your variance, and then that's not applicable to go back on, and then it would have been a mess. We don't like messes.
Yeah, at the earliest, you would have had to wait another 6 months and come back. And or we would have fined you. Had that worked out that way, I think. Speaking for the board, I appreciate you coming in on your own after you'd realized that they're, you know.
Well, you know, I mean, no one likes making mistakes.
Right, and and like Dave said, we all do. You know, I grew up on.
Everybody makes them.
Everybody makes them, and they're beautiful homes, and congratulations on doing what you're doing, and I hope you're able to fill them all up. You know, it's, again, we're here for a reason, and, you know, precedents are set right here, whether we would do something against you or allow this. I mean, it sets a precedent. I mean, the city's what's the important part of this, and following the rules, and, I mean, that's why they're there.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, again, it's up to the 5 of us, and that's why we're all here. But again, thank you for coming in and being an honest citizen and contractor about it.
Yeah, I try to be in everything, so.
Anything else from anybody?
Not for me.
Either of you ladies have anything? Okay. I'll look for a motion then. Are we gonna vote on all 3 at once?
We presented them
You
all
just
3.
call for the
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I'll accept a vote, or a motion
I'll make a motion
to approve.
to approve.
Okay, motion's been made.
Second.
It's been seconded. We will vote.
Just one?
Just one, yeah.
They gave me a bunch of them. I signed them all.
They can put all 3 on there.
I did too.
That's fine.
Yeah, unanimous, it passed 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thanks, guys. Free to go.
What time writing on that. And tomorrow,
Yeah, we'll get, Jason will get the minutes where it was approved, so if you could get with the bank and stuff and the title company.
And I can send it where it needs to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have anything else unless the board,
Anything new or old that needs to come up? Without seeing anything, I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Has been seconded. Meeting's over.